describe your typical day then when you're not being interviewed?
So anybody who's known me for a while would, if they say one thing about me, it's that I get up early in the morning. So perhaps reflective by the bags under my eyes or something. Typically my day would start between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. So why is that? It's because I'm a global investor. I want to spend some time looking at Asia in real time, when Asia is awake and the markets have started up there, they're in their stages of evolution and change. So typically I would get up at that time in the morning and have a look on what is happening in Asia, in Japan, China, etc. Then the other important time of the morning session is really from 6 o'clock. Europe starts to properly wake up. People wake up at a more sensible time than me, start to get up in London and other European capitals. The news flow starts coming out in continental Europe at 6 o'clock and London at 7 o'clock. These are very busy and important times because whilst I dedicate and try and dedicate as much time as possible to Asia, what are the main markets that I trade and look at? They would be Europe and then the States. So really from 6 o'clock in the morning, having established in the 2 or 3 hours before that of some views from Asia, some other interesting overnight views and macro drivers and the like, I move into European analysis. And what's really important for the first couple of hours before the 8 o'clock London time market open is to look at what the companies are saying, what ideas, themes, results are telling you. And that can typically means getting onto the company websites and seeing what they're saying. Because if you rely too much on second-hand information, then it isn't going to make a difference for you. Get onto those company websites, take a look at what they're saying, look at the company presentation documents, have a look at what they're talking about. Then really from 8 o'clock to around about 12 o'clock, it's a mix of appraising how shares are opening and trading. Perhaps the company conference calls kick in, and if there's something interesting from that. Again, I love now listening as somebody who has their own company and doesn't have a bench full of meetings talking about exciting and important managerial stuff. I can actually get on conference calls. As an interesting stat, I reckon I spend, as an independent observer now, and somebody with their own company, somewhere between 2 and 3 times as much time on investments as I did when I was a professional fund manager, which is a frankly shocking statistic. So typically in the morning I will be on conference calls, listening to what companies are saying, appraising the opening up of the stock markets and seeing how shares are trading. As an investor with a 6 to 18 month view, that may mean some share trading, that may mean no share trading. There are sometimes days when I don't trade shares, or sometimes days when I'm trading a number of shares day in, day out. Then we have the movement to America. American news starts to kicking around about 11 o'clock, midday, something like that, London time. And then I just basically repeat the process for America. So it's a very busy early start and mid part of the day. Typically though, there's a little pause in what I would call the European late morning, sort of 10:30, 11 o'clock. If I don't have other obligations and I have a bit of free time, it's a great time to get on the bike and go for a quick bike ride, get a bit of fresh air, always helps the thought process or something like that. So then kicking into the American analysis, just repeat what I've done for Europe, same procedure, look at company announcements, listen to conference calls, see how the market opens, look for anomalies and themes and ideas. And then really by the time you get around to 3:30, 4 o'clock, you're getting towards the end of the European trading day. America has calmed down or absorbed the initial news flows, etc. Again, another time to pause, to do something a little bit different, whatever that may be, before in the evening session, looking at how the American markets are finishing up their day. They close at 9 o'clock on London time. You do sometimes get some numbers out after the American close, but again, some opportunity to do some other varied projects, to perhaps do some deeper dives into things, and then effectively restart that process the next day. You know, investment's about a nice obsession, I would say. And as I mentioned earlier, markets are fascinating. If you're not interested, intrigued by investments, then you probably shouldn't be in the industry. What I find really interesting is that, and again, when I think about another reason for stepping out of working for large companies, there are too many people there just picking up the checks and or looking to play managerial politics or the like. Actually, you want to brush all that aside and to really get to grips with markets it's great not to have any of those issues and actually just look at them directly. You'll get so much more from it.